business.
The member for Boothby.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Assistant Treasurer and Minister for Housing. Will the Minister update the House on how the Morrison government's plan for economic recovery is supporting jobs in Australia's construction industry and helping to get more Australians into a home of their own?
The Assistant Treasurer has the call.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. And can I thank the member for Boothby for her question? She is a champion of first home buyers in her electorate and throughout the country, and of course supports one of the most crucial industries in this country, the residential construction industry, which employs up to 1 million Australians. And, Mr Speaker, last night the Morrison government took another step, one of many steps we have taken to support first home buyers getting into their first home, but also supporting again those 1 million Australian men and women who work in the residential construction industry. The Treasurer announced formally last night that we are extending the wildly popular first home loan deposit scheme. Wildly popular. Wildly popular. This was an election commitment that we took to the election. I noticed the member for McMahon mocking it. Yes, he did mock it when we announced the first home loan deposit scheme. He mocked it originally, and since then we've delivered on the first home loan deposit scheme, which allows Australians to get into their first home with a deposit of as little as 5%. Everybody in this House should know that the biggest challenge for first home buyers is getting that deposit together, a deposit where banks are requiring increasingly at least a 20% deposit. For the average home in Sydney, it's taking up to 10 years to save for that deposit. In Melbourne, up to 8 years. The first home loan deposit scheme is halving that time, and last night we announced an additional 10,000 places for this financial year, with one additional caveat, and that is that it is for the purchase of a new home. Because in addition to supporting first home buyers, we want to continue to support the residential construction industry. An additional 10,000 homes will therefore be purchased this year, supporting those workers and also helping those people into a new home. This comes on top of another very successful Morrison government initiative, the Home Builder Scheme. The Home Builder Scheme, which is seeing builders around the country very publicly saying they've got a good problem that they're dealing with, and that is struggling with the amount of work that is now coming in the door. Struggling. I think that's a very good problem to have in this environment. In fact, we just saw last week AKD Softwoods, a timber mill in Colac, which stood down 51 workers in May. 51 workers because they were concerned about the residential construction industry. They have reopened, put all those 51 workers back on and increased their workforce by 25 people. And I quote, they said, "The federal government's home builder stimulus package announced in June was truly effective and created immediate demand. This has resulted in new house construction activities remaining resilient, which is why we're able to bring the workers."
The Prime Minister.